Hey guys, my name is Richard Banerjee, and today I'm joined here with SicK from the Sentinels. So SicK, it was a devastating night today. You lost to G2 Esports, and probably the only defeat that you suffered in a long, long time.
Yeah.
Walk me through what went wrong during your matches today.
Yeah. So we struggle when teams tend to play a little slower against us. I think that's something we'll have to work on a little bit more. But in general, they were really good at like saving their utility for late side hits. And I feel like on Icebox especially, we struggle when teams decide, oh, they're going to play slow. They're going to save their drone, for example, stuff like that. So I think we're going to have to work on countering that. But as for losing, I don't really mind that we lost because, since it's a seeding match, I'm not going to lose now. Much rather lose now than in the playoffs, obviously. So I think we'll just take what we learned from losing and move on from there.
Absolutely. Makes sense. Okay, so let's talk about you a bit. You play different agents on each map. How do you manage to swap those roles so efficiently? And what is your favorite agent in Valorant?
Yeah, I think I just think quickly on the fly, and I'm able to use different utility in the same way. So, for example, if I'm playing Sky, I'll use the utility similarly I'm playing Sage, but just obviously it's a different piece of utility, but you use it very similarly. So I don't really think it's too hard for me, but I really enjoy having the different roles. I think it keeps my brain thinking a lot like, oh, if I'm playing Sage, I have to do this. If I'm playing Sky, I'm doing something else. So yeah, I really enjoy having the different roles on the team.
That is certainly interesting. So continuing on that agent discussion, you are one of the few teams in VCT Berlin that has played Phoenix in Haven, I think.
Yeah.
What was your thought process behind that pick? We haven't seen much of a Phoenix pick recently.
Yeah, Haven's weird. We tried running Sky for a little bit in scrims, but we never actually tried it in a match because we just felt like it wasn't our style. And Phoenix has been such a strong pick for me on that map, so I figured it might as well just play what I'm comfortable with, even though it might be a little bit off meta. And obviously, it worked in the one map that we did play of it. I'm not so certain on it forever. I do feel confident in my Phoenix, but also I'm not going to be blind to the other agents that might be better if we struggle here, for example. But for now, Phoenix is just suiting our style better. Tim's dashing in, me alting, stuff like that. It works for us.
Okay, makes sense. So let's talk a bit about your today's match a bit. Let's talk about Icebox. So you lost the map in against the first map, like first encounter with G2 and today as well. So do you think you need to reform your team combination for the map, or just G2 were just too on point today? It's just one of those days.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the way they play is very different from how North American teams play. Like a lot of North American teams will use their drone to take map control, but they would use the drone to hit A or like hit B late and use the drone to just clear the site. So I think it's partly us having to adapt to how some of these teams are playing, and also G2 is just on today. I think Nuki is like really good with the raised blast packs and stuff. So it's a combination. Obviously, we'll look at it and try to adapt next time against that kind of stuff. I don't think we're too sad about our Icebox because we know we can adapt, but I don't think we need to change our agents that much, but we'll see.
Sounds good. Okay. So I want to ask, like, how does Sentinels, make their strategies? Do you guys sit around and study your opponent, or do you have like set of pocket strats for each map and round? How does it go?
Well, we have we don't really try to counter teams too much. It's really on to Shazam to take the notes and for us to like play around that. But for strats, it's kind of a little bit loose. That's why how I said how we struggle against these teams that are playing slower. I think it's a little tough for us sometimes, but overall, like we're very loose, and with the anti-stratting and stuff, we don't read so much into it. Like, oh, we'll do this strat if we're playing this team. We'll just kind of like Shazam will come with the plan and we'll play around it. So yeah,
makes sense. Okay. So Sentinels. I know this has been like already talked about in the press conferences, but Sentinels have been one of those teams which doesn't have a coach or like kind of an analyst kind of a thing. So today we saw G2 kind of choking off or like kind of blocking off areas for Sentinels. Like you guys just weren't allowed to play the game. So do you think like going forward, a coach is in the vision, or like is this something that you're just gonna go carry on?
We've always wanted a coach, but the thing is with coaching in Valorant right now, it seems like a lot of people who want to become a coach don't really even it's weird because it's new game, so they don't have the experience to really back it up. So we're just trying to look for one that we really feel will fit the team. And obviously we haven't needed one yet. We haven't thought about it too much.
That's true.
But maybe after this tournament, we might look into it because, you know, it is obviously good. But since we've been winning, since we won the first tournament with that one, we haven't really like looked into any other coaches other than the ones we looked into like previously before we had so much success. So yeah, we'll see the coach thing.
Okay. So your teammate Zombs is regarded as one of the best Astra players in the world. You know, how vital is he for your playstyle?
I mean, yeah, he's really vital because Astra is such a big presence on the map, on any map that she plays on. So I think it takes someone who can like react very quickly to what's happening on the map, because obviously she can place her stars anywhere on the map. So I think Zombs does a really good job of, you know, locking down areas and supporting the team all at the same time. And you know, and not many people want to do that. Not many people want to play Astra, and not many people want to play like any smoke character. So he's a rock for us. It's really good.
Great. Okay, so last question. This is like kind of a fundamental question, but do you think this Sentinels roster has the potential to stay on the top for years to come? I mean, maybe the wrong day to ask this question, but do you think, like in general?
I mean, who's to say? I think there is obviously a chance, but we can't just be super complacent about it. I would say after losing this match, you know, maybe we get a little bit humbled and we try to adapt our playstyle a little bit more to what's going on. But I think that's our strong suit anyway. So I would say, I mean, of course we'll try, you know, we'll try our best to do that.
All right.
Have a dynasty.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to that. So thank you for the interview, SicK.